Hey, so I'm liking where you're going with your first turn in here. Um, you're doing a lot better on forms, so I like how some of this is flowing. Areas that need some work would be the leg, so you need this division. Look at a couple dinosaur legs, but right now it feels um, the body here. We're not getting like that change, that segment. So I'd expect like this whole hind quarter right here to be a little bit kind of beefier and come out. All right, so that should all build up more. So look, like I said, look at some dinosaurs, how that would kind of play into things. You're probably going to want to bring that rib cage in a little bit more to help with supporting that leg, right? So think about some of those structures. Aside from that, I think just bringing your reference inside of ZBrush, proportions and probably the shape of certain things is where you really need to push it as well. Like, so the mouth right here, for instance, no, there we go. This, this is probably a little bit more realistic to what's going on in the reference. And then I would say even this underneath shape right here is maybe slightly different than what we're seeing in the reference. And then um, the nose is pulled higher and back a little bit. Um, that eyebrow kind of drops down and forward more inside the reference, and then these eyes probably more around that size, right? So shrinking that eyeball down, um, and then working the eye socket around that. So the next thing I'd really like to see you do is match the reference a little bit closer, a little bit tighter. There's areas like up here where you're going to have to figure things out, and I think you're doing an okay job with back here, and I like the brows and everything. And then you have areas like the nose and the mouth and that smile line, and those certain things really build up the character, and it's going to make it recognizable. Okay, so you got to kind of think about this. If that character, let's say, came from a children's book, and hundreds of children around the world adore it, and they want to follow their character in this new animated series, you need to make it feel like that character, so the kids are going to want to watch it. Right, so just think about how that eye would fit in there. Yeah, that's a little more the size that we're seeing in the reference. So bring the reference directly in here. The feet should be almost twice the size, of what you have here. The arms feel about the right size from the reference, but just make sure that you're getting everything to the right proportions. So my expectations for this week would be you're matching all the proportions, get some of the forms a little bit tighter, and then just try to get everything out there. So get the spikes on the tail, get the wings in there, the hands with the claws and the teeth, and just make sure that you have all that done this week, and then we can start kind of refining and finalizing things for milestone 4. So I'm really happy with where you're going this month. I see a lot of improvement, over portfolio 4 and 5. So you're definitely making progress as an artist. So that's awesome to see. Let me know if you have any questions. Just send me an email or give me a call.